is Chitra Amzarewale Sapre. By profession, I'm an aerospace engineer. I'm a rescuer that I do as my passion.
Hi, my name is Joel. I'm a marketing professional and a proud parent of 2 dogs. Also, now I'm a part of the WAG Social.
I am Anuradha Krishnan. Anu. I'm an automotive engineer by profession. I've been into animal welfare for a while, and that's how I came to know these lovely people. And together we've come up with the WAG Social. As a word, if you can just look at it. So wag is when a dog is happy, what does it do? Wag its tail. And what we noticed is we humans love to socialize, but we never think of socializing the dogs. Dogs are also very sociable animals, and hence that's how Chitra came up with the idea of the name The WAG Social, where we wanted a place where the dogs can come, make new friends, go home with a lot of memories with friends, with buddies, and that's how the name WAG Social.
When we were looking for pet boarding for our pets, there were a lot of restrictions. Okay, if your dog is friendly, if your dog is this temperament, that temperament. So we wanted to create a safe space where everybody, no matter what is the temperament of that particular dog, gets an opportunity to explore what is socializing is, or what is the open space is. So that was also an idea behind the WAG Social, and I think till today we are true to that name.
Again, why we zeroed on Whitefield is we noticed that this area doesn't have good, open spaced boardings, because we know in this area there are a lot of young people with a lot of pets, and so we wanted to give them a place where they can feel safe leaving their dogs. So that's how we zeroed in this place.
When you are a rescuer, compassion is given. Right, so then everything else is a service or cherry on top. I'm not sure what to put it in the right words, but yeah, compassion is given, and I think that's all is needed when you are getting someone's child for the care when in their absence.
Yes, I mean, we all have our own professions and families to take care. So this apart, when we go out to rescue, most people don't even understand what it is. It's not just about picking a dog and putting it in a clinic and washing your hands off. It comes with following up, paying the bills, making sure they're in a foster care or in an NGO where they can be supported for lifelong. And all this involves a lot of financials. And for this, we needed a secondary source of income, and so that we can sustain it. Because what we've also noticed, I think Chitra can also say that many of them burn out because financially they can't sustain anymore. Then you just feel sad for the dog, but you're not able to help. So that is why, in order to be able to contribute for a really long period of time, we felt we needed another source of income, and we didn't want to just take up any random thing to, this is like a full circle for us because we have pets where we need, we want a good place which would help us bring a return, which we can give it back to the animal welfare. So this is the other reason why this setup is there.
So this is WAG Social, our boarding, and this is about half-acre space overall, out of which about 17,000 is open area, most likely. This is say 15,000 square feet, and then we have another 3,000 square feet at the side of the constructed area, and this is about 1,000-1,200 square feet for the de-stressing. Apart from open areas, which is we have indoor play area. It's like a big hall. On the walls, we have rooms for the dog where they typically eat, sleep, rest whenever needed. And during odd weathers, we also use indoor play area, say rains or too much heat, or any dogs which require indoor area, we use during those times. And then we have something called agility area, you can see at the back, and we use that for a little bit of training, not necessarily heavy training for what canine has, but it is very typical basic trainings and equipments which keeps dog more or less moving and comfortable in this place. And then we have a swimming, so dogs with hip dysplasia can use that as a hydrotherapy for them. Also, some like Labradors or Retrievers, they like swimming, so they can use during that. And then, since it's a natural surface, sometimes dogs like to have muddy baths. So we also have grooming. So we give basic bath. We like, depending upon skin or whatever is the requirement, we use shampooing or blow dry or not blow dry, only towel dry. So all those things are taken care here, along with like basic ear cleaning or things like that. I think another part of, which is I think integral part of this entire setup and the idea behind the setup when we came up this, what should be there, what shouldn't be there, is our raised walls, which are like most difficult for any dog to climb 8+ feet, right? If dog has to run away from the place. We all know that most anxious dogs try to run away on day 1 or day 2 whenever possible, basically. And then if you see this closely, we have 4 barricades when anybody enters or goes out. So if dog escapes from one place, unfortunately, at least we have space where it's not very congested, where dog will feel claustrophobic, but dog has a space to move around, but at the same time there is a gate where he cannot run out of the building or the facility. So that was the thoughts for building couple of small features when we were coming up with VAC-Social.
When we get a call, it starts with first introducing ourselves, giving them an understanding what we do as at the VAC-Social, and it's equally important to understand what their needs are, like what kind of pets do they have, what are their expectations from us, and once that is cleared, then we start the next process where we request them to come over, see the boarding, familiarize. As we say, we have stages. One is the familiarization, socialization, and then, becoming a part of the family. So we request them to come, familiarize with the place, mainly for the dog. And once they are satisfied, once they feel this is the place where they can leave their dogs or pets, then we take it to the next step where we tell them, okay, we send out an online form. We have a comprehensive online form where they fill in details about the pet, their vaccination records, which is a must for us. Likewise, any medications, any allergies, all that goes into that online form. And following which we create a WhatsApp group, which is where the single point of information. So the WhatsApp group with us partners and the parent, where we give them, we share all the updates, where how about the dog ate, play, everything. And once that is all set, closer to the date of check-in, we just send a reminder or inquire if there's any change of plan, if there's any pickup service needed. And once that is done, we're ready to board the dog.
We first find out if the pet parent is asked for a pickup or a drop, right? So they arrive, either we pick them up, they give us a time slot when they want pickup. And then when the dog arrives here with the parent, if they are with the parent or any guardian that is sent with the dog, we invite them in. There's a reception area in which we conduct a small check-in process, right? Where we take down, though we have captured some of those details on the form, on the Google form, we take down some of those on a physical form and take a signature from the guardian. and then do a physical check of the pet of the dog. We check their paws, ears, the belly area for any signs of already existing injuries or allergies and such. And then we make a note of it. Uh, um, and then we take them to the de-stressing area. Some of these dogs have traveled for a long time. They want to cool off and then take a breather. So we let them cool off for a little while, and then if there are dogs in the main area playing, we slowly introduce them to first the milder ones that are more friendly, and then we bring them one by one and introduce them to the rest of the lot. Yeah.
If I may just add, like he said, we let them settle in, and as we like to call our caretakers buddies, for us it's essential that there is always a buddy who's connecting with the dog. So, like he mentioned, familiarization starts with the buddy and they form the connect, and then it's buddy who introduces them to the other four-legged buddies. So that's how the whole process goes.
Yeah.
Our typical day starts at 6:30 in the morning. We let the dogs out as per their friend circle, and so they do their morning business. Typically, they are allowed to run free in the morning. They can do whatever they want. Sometimes they just roll, and then that goes on up to say 2.5 hours. Around 8:45, 9, we take them in after cleaning their paws and whatever cleaning is needed. Then 9 o'clock they have their food, and they rest about say 30 to 40 minutes after the food. They come out around 9:45 to 10 depending upon when the food was over, and again they play 2 hours. During these 2 hours we also have little bit of, we do brushing, we engage them. If there is a socialization needed, then we socialize them. If dog has come just in the morning, then this session is used for the socialization. And then depending upon heat, how hot it is, how cold it is, 11:30 or 12 o'clock they go in. Then they rest up about 2 hours in their individual rooms. And 2 o'clock they take snacks. We have different weekly menu for snacks. After snack, they again take a nap and they come out at 3 o'clock. 3 to 6, 3 to 4 typically is lazing around. They just, wake up, snooze, all that happens. 4 to 6, typically we do the agility for all the dogs and, any ball or any, we call it evening school popularly, and where we teach them some commands, all that.
That is a typical day for the dogs or our pets or our guests. And the typical day for us, including our buddies, is they start a little earlier, prepare for the day. And so when the dogs are brought out, they take turns to clean the indoor area. Cleanliness is priority 1 for us. So there's a thorough cleaning of every kennel, indoor space, outdoor space, to ensure there's hygiene. And as she mentioned, we also provide freshly cooked food, which is also run through nutritionists, and it's well balanced with good amount of protein, fibers and carb. We also tailor the food needs according to the dog, so that we have some dogs who are poultry allergic, some dogs who have skin issues, so depending on that we cater the needs. Likewise, the snacks, which is a highlight for us. Like we love, say, when we go out on a vacation, we don't like to eat dal chawal every day. So we try to make different snacks. We've got banana Greek yogurt smoothie, to dal chicken, to sweet potato eggs. We try to cater, give them a variety, which also is something interesting for them. And so even the food timings, because few come for a very long time, long duration. Many come like say over a weekend or a week. So we don't want to alter their food timings or habits. We like to keep it closer to home, so that also we cater and tailor according to that. Yeah, that's it about food.
Yeah.
cleanliness.
Yeah, just to add to the cleanliness, what Anu was mentioning. So, if you see, these are the green spaces. So, and wherever we go, dogs tend to pee and poop.
Right.
So, our staff or even us, whenever dog poops, we pick that up immediately, and we have in-house composters. So, poops are composted, and we have tried to maintain this facility as green as possible. If you see our water bowls are mud bowls, everything is stainless steel, so we try to reduce our plastic or single time plastic usage as much as possible, and this helps us keep it more cleaner.
Each of these equipments have a purpose. The slalom, for example, gives you the flexibility and the focus that they don't ram into it. Then the A-frame is again to get over the fear of heights and also stability. The tunnels, the rubber tires are for the smaller dogs, and the tunnel is again that they're able to overcome the fear of enclosed space, which many dogs are. And finally, the leap is one is their strengthening and conditioning, and also, as we would like to say, a way of releasing their energy, which is very important for dogs. And another very important thing for us is, apart from the physical activities, most dogs are not challenged, mentally. So that is why we also encourage treasure hunt, as we would call it. We have snuffle mats where we hide the treats, and the dogs are supposed to sniff and find the treat, and that gives a lot of mental stimulation for the dogs, and also it's a huge way of releasing their energy. So that is a big part of our daily routine.
We've seen a lot of changes in a lot of dogs that have boarded with us. And one very memorable story that we always tell is about Pepper, who came in. We did the whole process with her. She came in for a day, she came in for 2 days, which went fine. But when she came in for a longer duration, she developed this anxiety, stress-related condition called stress colitis. So when she was passing poop, she would have blood in it, and that was a cause for concern. We immediately addressed it by taking her to the doctors. We did her scans and tests and all that, and that was a beginning of a a longer association, a longer relationship with the parents. They became more confident that they could leave Pepper in the care of our buddies and us, and yeah, so that's a very memorable transformation story for us. Pepper, every time she comes, she becomes more confident and a more happier dog.
Hi, I just wanted to say congratulations on your first anniversary. I really, really hope that you all stick around forever. Big thanks to Anu, Chitra, Joe, the team at WAG Social who takes care of our dogs. It's been really tough finding a reliable, place that takes care of our dogs like we do at home. In fact, more so. In fact, last time I commented that Pepper has a better time here than at home because the team here is always engaged with her, making her do activities, looking after her meals, her medication. So Pepper used to be a very anxious dog. I hope she's over it now. And when she gets anxious, she would stop eating. And then when she stops eating, she gets colitis. And that leads to a lot of issues. Anu and Chitra really handled her every requirement. They took her to the doctor multiple times, got her IV while I was away. So I was so worried, but they kept giving me updates on, how she's doing and assuring me that she's fine. So I think it was a big change for me also to accept that there are people who can take care of my dog as well or better than I can. And as a pet mom, it's a big relief to have a place like the WAG Social. So many, many congratulations. I can't believe, it's like a godsend. I can't tell you how grateful I am. So many, many best wishes to you. We're always there for you. We support you in whatever you do, Ag Social. Stay around, stick around, and we'll keep coming back. Thank you.
We have, for any emergency, that medical emergency at the boarding, we have two very closely located clinics that we can take the dog to. But if there is a very urgent need that the dog can't be transported to the clinics, we also can have doctors come visit. We have those arrangements, and they're very experienced, trusted doctors in the field.
So we, being here, we haven't seen any restrictions where, we only puppy should come, or only adult dog should come, or only senior dog should come. We encourage all age groups. We have had dogs who had shown withdrawal symptoms and became lively after he started coming to us regularly. So there are notions, typical notions in pet parents, where they think if dog is senior, then dog should go to home boarding, and if dog is puppy, then he should do this. But actually, there are no such, at least we do not believe in such stereotypes. These spaces we give, or we have built what typically pets don't get at home, right? We have all nice vitrified tiles, marbles, high rise buildings. What people don't have is mud. We don't have mud lying around in the house. We don't have grass patches at home. So this is what natural habitats we try to give it to the pets. If you see our A-frame, it is wood, so they get the feel and touch of the wood. There is a mud, there is a grass. So this space is what pets would crave for, or even parents like their pets to see running around and all that. And we are trying to break that myth ki age versus choice of pet boarding or stay choice are not limited to the age groups or breed or anything else.
So most parents also have this notion that in the boarding they are just a drop in the ocean. They don't care, no, they're not going to get that personalized attention which they would get in a home boarding. But on the contrary, that is where we strive, from hand feeding a dog or to giving them that extra cuddle. We know every dog by name. We know every dog by what they come with. And that is what, like she said, and to give them that space closer to nature. And with all the corona dogs having no clue what nature is, apart from the 4 concrete walls they live in, this is like a retreat for them. And that is what our vision was, that no matter what it takes, we could have built another building here and taken 80 dogs, but our intention is give them a boarding with lot of space to play, be close to nature, and yet get the comfort of home. That is the key thing.
Yeah, just adding a little bit more to this. When we finalize this place, we have gone to close to 10 different places where we had fully AC buildings where grass is more like a turf.
Yeah.
And facility was being in AC. Of course, we also have AC here for the extreme summer days. This is a temperature controlled facility where we have not very cold, not very hot, but room temperature. But then idea was not to create something already these high-rise buildings in Whitefield are already are about, right? So this is something we wanted to build more closer to the nature, more free, where they don't feel that they are put in some small cages and closed walls. Right. So that's the idea.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Also, our relationship with the dogs doesn't end when they've concluded their boarding and they've gone back home. It doesn't stop there. A lot of parents come back to us, ask for advice, ask for suggestions, ask for anything from dietary advice to help with finding a good veterinary doctor, to how I can engage with the dog better, how can I be a better parent. all these questions come. There have been cases when we have shipped food because once they've gone back home, they've gotten so used to our food that they want it. So we've gone that extra mile to maintain a relationship with the parent rather than just be a transactional process of him coming, boarding and going back. So that's how we've cultivated a relationship with every parent that come here.
We also advise them on the health bit of it. Why walks are important, why 3 times a day walks are important, not like do it twice or once. How kidneys are getting affected if they hold their pee for longer time, or it should be a brisk walk, then only you will see the weight loss. Or why neutering is important. There are thefts all around. Breed dogs are stolen while even walking. So why sterilization? How sterilizing is going to protect them from dangerous diseases like cancer. So all this, becomes integral part of our conversations with pet parents. It is not limited ki, okay, your dog has come, he's okay, you take the dog. That's not how it is somehow working. It is more like a conversation. When dogs go back home, pet parents send us the video ki see what he is doing, what she is doing, and that's the most happy moment when they send us the updates ki what dogs are doing at home.
I think we can proudly say that our staff is our backbone. We work hand in hand with them. As in, they are a lot of compassionate people. For them, like, we strongly believe in handling the dogs with patience, with love, and never for even a chance or a time they have ever, lost their patience or control and mishandled a dog. So a lot of kudos goes to them to support us ably with our belief system. Like, for example, there was a dog who came who was super anxious, wouldn't want to move from the gate. And we could have just forced the dog, dragged him and stuff like that. It was night. We were there. Then our staff, Nippon, sat with him for a good amount of time to get that confidence that we are there for you. And then, eventually he walked along with them. So for us, our staff value system is very important. We value them. We give them breaks. We celebrate festivals together with them. And I think we built this nice ecosystem where we say we are a family, where their primary job is to take care of the guests. And it's not just that they come, they do their job and leave. They form that connection. That's like we coined the term buddy. If you would notice, Pepper is literally just tagging with one of the buddy, Deepu, or Jimmy with the lady staff, Jury. So for us, they build that bond. And that's what makes the dog feel like, okay, I'm home, I'm safe. And when they come back the next time, they recognize and they're like, yes, I'm back in my happy space. So a lot of credit we would like to give to the staff. And yeah, that's about it.
This is the team of buddies at the WAG Social. This is our backbone. They take care of every dog that walks through these doors. This is Nippon, Hari, Deepu, Bhagyo, Jury, and Pori. I'm going to ask a few questions and ask them how their experiences are. Nippon भाई, आपको WAG Social के बारे में सबसे अच्छा क्या लगता है?
WAG Social बारे में मेरे को सबसे अच्छा लगता है कि हार्डियन डॉग्स बहुत सारा हम लोगों के पास होता है और टाइम बिताने के लिए मतलब अच्छा लगता है डॉग्स के साथ.
आप बताइए आपको क्या अच्छा लगता है, दीपू भाई?
WAG Social में रोज़ नया नया बहुत डॉग्स आता है सबके साथ खेलने में, और रोज़ हर डॉग्स का कुछ ना कुछ अलग अलग उन लोगों का मतलब डॉग्स का सबका अलग अलग है. और उन लोगों को कैसे खिलाना है, कैसे खिलाना है, उन लोगों को हम लोग सब सीख के उन लोगों के साथ ऐसे एडजस्ट करके रोज़ को कुछ ना कुछ नया मतलब सीखने के लिए भी मिलता है और डॉग्स को भी अच्छा से देखने के लिए भी मिलता है. इसलिए WAG Social में काम करके बहुत अच्छा लगता है.
आपको कुछ बोलना है जी?
मुझे तो वर्क सोशल पे आके बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है, क्योंकि यहाँ पर इतना सारा डॉग मिलता है, तो उन लोगों को साथ टाइम बिताना के लिए और उन लोगों को खाना खिलाना है, कैसे खिलाना है, मतलब उन लोगों के साथ दिन भर हम लोगों का टाइम स्पेंड हो जाता है, तो अच्छा भी लगता है। हर रोज़ डॉग के साथ रहने से बहुत खुश भी मतलब अच्छा लगता है हम लोग।
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I'm Asmi.
And I'm Janvi.
We're currently students in schools, but we like to help our moms out here sometimes.
We've helped our parents or our moms here a lot in different ways, from helping design the logo and like helping set up the agility course and just taking care of the dogs too.
Yeah, it's really fun here, and although our moms obviously don't force us, but we like to come here and enjoy with the dogs.
The Wax Social, the perfect place for your pets and for you if you're an anxious parent, first-time parent who's never left your dog at a boarding. This is the home away from home. Come, let your dog experience a wonderful staycation with us, closer to nature with lots of love, cuddles and pampering. The Wax Social.